was say bedi ejuma na edeboa General Secretary ekasai e wona otwetwa mu no na General Secretary calling for national dialogue to address mass failure of teachers who sat for licensure exams just recently. They are eba abonteno General Secretary Owura Thomas Musa Tanko or the nano disem abetudwa wakasa ho na ni abere papa or say no, it needs to be called for national dialogue. Na stakeholders will be kanin nyina no obia etimi de na dwene aba na yenhwe the kind of questions are almost set here at the man kwada no amkotresa exams no na marking scheme ben na edaso pass mark no na say ndie ne komu ntia sa failure no ayeka ho asem na timi de bae na in fact na otwini mu bana nsemo a titititie no any questions are manfo no marking scheme ne nkrofobi scripture ya mark a binom politicians no binom ne nkrofobi e de beba betu dwa no ekenka mitietie radio stations awodo na obi kura de o kan letters and crofo twetwe. In fact it was very very bad, very bad. So sani ma we nyina etimi koso ya bekin kan General Secretary ne nsem na wode bae no kakra bi na ya ma etiefo nso so etimi etie. Free SHS should not be at the expense of basic education. Free SHS should not be at the expense of basic education, said by who? Yabeka Huasem, a Edu Watch, ya papa Kofi Asare, or no, what is idea no etuja, somewhere a Hunyapa, now shall ya pick it on your man, best now trim you and Sebenino, Yaka Huasem, because the government has made his mind or intention to introduce one student, one tablet at the SHS level. Now you be such a basic school na wasi hono ya hwe ho asema kan wi ana enya bia senior high school no credit by no nyama ni bi wo ho a it needs to be dialogued and I say it needs to be reviewed. Yetimi eche hwe nyama ne ensisan kakra ne de nyama bi tutu yie pa because free SHS ne de aba beboa oman no a good policy na so no yen kire se nyama wo ho na se nya yentimi nka ho asema wo se ye ka ho asema ne nyina de adwene ba na ye tutututu nyama na nyama no ni kwanso na echina bi no obi ama meka se ade no maba se ntima yefro also omampani kofo e di 4 years SHS ebai na ebai na ade ne koso na nka ade ne ye kama na ye koso kama pa na so ebinum bai o si no ye de once I dey aye manifesto no nko ade ye betwam ye be yefro they didn't even call for any national dialogue but omobai na ye free ho ene sa free SHS samu say ya ntwene ya nkrakra ne ma na ewo ho no a ebetimi atena ho na is it sustainable ebetimi atena ho a akosi awie ya na say bedru ba bi no wanhwe ya yensa ebesi form na chese wo se san koyechi ana wo se yetimi ka ho asem ne toto ne ma de ne ma gugu na kwa mu ye enti no yenua bema eye Kofi Asare Edward wono na ode aba no wo se free SHS should not be at the expense of basic education. Yabeka wants laptop distribution or TM1 laptop distribution and also so timetable and penning for Edibai. Now timetable na penning for the buy. In fact, we are monitoring, and as I say, the say distribution as I say July na mo say July na mo de 2 year nim se mo be share money unions ni nyina share ma unions na de atom ma mo de mo nsa che nkrata ase ema yenua yen papa ye bibia ye ma me hwe krata ni Steven Kwaku Owusu we nya Steven Kwaku Owusu a we the assistant bishop of Methodist Church we Steven Kwaku Owusu ya ono no we acting deputy director general MS Management Services or headquarters on no science akrata no edema director general Dr. Eric Nkansa penifo ba bia mo bia headquarters or Mr. Prince Charles Ajimandia wo kromi ha wo kumase papa ya da ase ne adwuma so a wo di boa Ghana Education Service and not as a whole teachers fund ho nsensem ne bi wo ha ya be kan ne ahwe se kwan ya be fa so betimi address sa ne ma ne nyina na ne ma no atimi atoto na kwa ti akrata no penifo edeba date no the buy the first month almost as any July teaching staff and almost some barber serve on primary schools. No, yen yanum the primary schools. No, womu ensankan education offices for ensankan and non-teaching staff ni bin so no. Ewo honso so almost so ensankan KG for so almost enkan laptop. Na timetable no say July 2023 teaching staff Ahafo and OT region and omode sha say and 1st July. It's a free Monday kono ye bedi akire ni akọ Ahafo ani oti region ho ni akọ akọhwese ampa laptop no ya hyase e de ma wo mu ana se July de no pa ho na oman supply sa 2 regions dia na che so mpeso omode mfofo edan ye kwae omode ye sekan edwa na nka ye krokro de don eno de ye man November no kra nso kra na ya hyase akasa tintesu kokko because ya se agro no ebeso a efranopa July na penifo dia ba no we are monitoring closely. July no mo be shase na ma distribute laptop nana say shase na hafofo enya omo de oti region fo enya omo de dia then we can trust this timetable and penny for edi ababonten no na shise no amufro August 2023 omo be ko Eastern region, Western North Bono na Bono East na omo akwakofa omo de no edi ama omo na efiri ho na ba September 2023 teaching staff Western Region, Central, Greater Accra, Volta, and Ashanti. Sabre no so mbekwa akwache omo so sa regions here. Mabobodi maku 5 regions. Sabre no and omo so omo beche omo de ede ama omo. Yefru abeba October 2023 non-teaching staff all regions. And so the omo sheda and no so papa. And until ya behe say no October no obia be inside be candidate November to December. A mop-up exercise all regions here baba hwe na omo na omo staff ID hu nsensem te se menu aba Helen wa we nya ne de the staff ID no minim half emem ho no se go so no fregi se kwere na busiam ho because ono no de no ba the staff ID no obi the staff ID age hu nsensem no nyina ho a eno so ye beka ehu asem so we are monitoring closely na ya hwe se ampa we the GS mu na mo de sa timetable no e de aba te be hwe se we go by the timetable teachers fund hu nsensem so e wa ha e promotion exams was written 28th February and 1st March 2023 this year. It's about 4 months now. I'm for bisa say na da ben and na exams no penny for e de beba bontin na de wo mu a am for any abra mu bisa ne say ya twere ade no February dia ene samudi manfo beto scale dia ene it should be the month na omukotwere exams no ye month am be release results no because results no mo na wo mo enji samwa mo tenasia na say 2 years na mo release results na mo release a month na mo be release na mo de teacher for no e beto scale na che say kwan bi so no yesisi a kire for no and this I'm drawing the attention of the unions. I'm drawing the attention of the unions. So unions no I was say mo hwe na mo di akire na ehu say any GS any Ministry of Education better say near agreement fufura any agreement about the promotion exams because as see wo promotion na akura dura yemfro because 1 year 2 years na yemfro yefro na mo kwatire exams no so a na exams no wo mo hwa kopem time wo mo ankasa bo bejo ansa na mo di ababonten. We are objective exams, objective questions. No the objective questions are marking no. Obi baby say, as I say, take even 1 month to cry. And your market questions in a Rihanna. I'm for bisa. I'm for bisa. Now the way this week, a lot of course and for the pressure and for the air bias, we need to draw the attention of the unions and government. Say a company for say promotion exams, omo we are, omo fa de mra abonten. Because time amode be ba no na mode achechire for no better scale. Just say achechire for mu sisi too much. Mpanifo sisi achechire for dodo e wo Ghana ha. Ase ni kama for. Ye ni kama for ni ntino obi afa na ba na ode aboyen. Oh, aban bi buy onu kra de obai wo se mo aye adwuma 36 months kra metua 3 months. Ye ti Ghana ha ya ye hwe han te duru ba bia ya na me ni unions no nya adwene. I sometimes blame the unions. And you will be one just say a transmas and any aquatic union. No. Because how unionism started in Ghana, no, it wasn't easy. People fought for it. Some sacrificed their job, sacrificed their life. The drew bra yensu so ye brezu, yensu ye be ye bi edia twaso. Ye Yensu ye be ye bi e de ato aso ne duru ho ne ye pupu ye to a ya ma ye political affiliations no e di etiri munya e say union no, which is very bad. Obia or party me to me ye active politics, but when it comes to unionism and union work in Kwadia, I don't joke with it. Ehiase aka ho asem, ehiase aka ho asem pa. 2024, 2024 negotiation for salaries. E bisa se negotiation na shase na se shase. July ni ewo mu. Budget nso e be reading in November. And you how many months for the budget to be read to us? Na ye tena hwa ma ye budget na wie ansa na start negotiation na anase negotiation na start dia TUC and all the organized labor no muma ye hunu because ye tena ho nye high bio e ma mo san kwagigi sa 7% na mo gigi man no ene de bi nsi bio se ye gina 30%. 30 no ye nya 2023 eno ne ye wo mu enti we are not coming back because Ghana man achi Ghana a man achi ye drum paninfo attention say Ghana no a man achi we are still moving forward. Ghana niema koswa na ekosoro eniema ekọ na nim eniema boy ye tin me so kura sika 2000 cedis last week me kura sika 2000 cedis me wura jom mantimi Antonio ma bia sika ni nyina san na me bosom ya katu ya ne kura eyesen ya timi light bill makotua water bill me dibia tofu me dibi etua me tight me dibia ye we say na aka me nsem say na aka san de tattoo say na me je me dibi nso agi loan ma gi loan say na aka me nsem na ukra sika just 2000 within a twinkle of an eye no na sika ni nyina asa ma Antonio ma bia me di ko fie ho sika na sa bibia ni mi botom enti sebe ya me survival ma bosome na so no na chese experiences dom ni experiences na baby e o se kokora na dodge achechefo bro enti ya busuan mu kura no mu fan se ye de ya mobra ye de yesu ni mfa so bia wa busuan no because chechire ni a obebusa no 500 Ghana cedis busum ya so obenya ma no na chese na nado kan na bia no ye adwuma foforo ka ho so bisa chechire ni pa 500 Ghana sene maame yare anane ba yare se nyame amua pa na maame ana ku papa ana oyire ana ba yare a na obehu wanim guase. In fact, people are suffering e wo Ghana ha ti e ka kiram 2024 negotiation no ye mayachi 30% no ye mayachi last year we proposed 60% and ye may 30 to this year now also we propose 100%. Na ye hwe the percentage ya sabaka ti propose 100 I say dey an better so ye propose 60 no my 30 to me propose 100 no my 50 because this time round inflation is at 42% as at May na mo my 30% as at 12% na da so no ye be den ye timi capture eno so ayade e be ka ho asem collective bargaining agreement eno so nwa sha se e be wu August 2023 ya ewu we have just 2 months to go because say July twem na August twem awu eno so ye duru he nyame aduma next week no saade we ye be bo modern ase e be nya mpanifo na o makasa fa sa collective bargaining agreement then the proposal associations unions no ye de akwakoto aban ni we need to know yan so de input ba because de hu hia e pa ntino nyema we no ana nwumre sebre ema ekwan ya bebo so na yaje adwene e wo sa nyema ni nyina teachers fund issues. In fact binum apply loans loans no bosume mi ansani bosume mi ni omonsa nyanka om check by binum ha deduction no ahyase adwuma mpanifo se ya mama so ntise we de chew papa Ashanti Regional Teachers Fund Trustee Mr. Prince Charles Admandia wase odi okramu nyina mu kotodwemu. In fact a problem kakra bi but very soon no it will be rectified enti mu a monsanka mo check na so deduction no controller astarte adwuma no by next week no nyame aduma ye bompa se obia ensa be kan check baby obi akodi hiase de totum accounts mu amukra de be kwa akototum accounts mu de amamo because ye nyina na ye serve mu ye nyina na ye so mu tie sremo na otwi ya mfa ni easy wo various district nat offices no kra district chairman and district secretaries no ya mfa ni easy. In fact the tax was very the tax were very serious na empenifo e de abase ye mfa ntomanim se enye omani da ho na problem ketua bi otwetwe twetwe na se ema na chese bibi ene kremu ba nyame adma next week there from the Ashanti Regional Teachers Fund Trustee ne headquarters GM General Manager no and some of the brain say nyame adma by next week no mo a yatete mu no a mo controller atete mu sika mo call bank yatete mu no a mo nsanka mo checks no obi kura send me message bi says wo kwakotwa ne dua na se wa nya ntwa de pieto de e ka wan sam wo say ya so na affordability in fact ya a very 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 pathetic this time sika no kura yes say wo ya assistant director to a wagya 3000 na ya sa akotew ebi akwaje teachers fund loan ya 1500 for ya tie from sika no so nsankan in fact ya pa but ye gina mu nyina na mu na ye sere mu apa mu che se ye ne mpanimfo akasa ye guso regional chairman for no ene district chairman for ni nyina ne district secretaries ni ade ni nyina no ye nyina ye ne die kira ye ne mpanimfo edi hu nkomo enti we are hoping say nyame ya aduma next week ya ba besimu mu a ya tete mu sika ni nyina no mu nsa ebetimi aka mu checks na mu so mu de ade mu djuma ye nim se mu de a che se ye kwa ya se ye bonsa na se ye nim se mu bagie enti ya das we nim se mu beti beche enti ya da mu asese mu de a che na mamu mebo yen anyame nkwa na mo fiduam ha ya menimi nua ba Helen adu bafo ana wa Helen
Chairman
na apom ti se
nyame adom na so
nyame adom boko fie boko
ready adom bibia ye boko
na opie fa
anko bibia anko bibia
se dem hwe onim na kwa ti se de aba na sie dun kati akra sese na chese
adom na anko bibia
adom na my life na aso ya cinema e de chadwumadie ebremo yesi Nat Heritage Cashback Plan no wonso bomodin nefa ho de ehyem 48 Ghana cedis per na obetua bosome na nyame ya adom na ukọ pensioner usika bia wa contribute no 20% of total contribution here the sa percentage no be kan ho ne the amount anya sanso so dia 10 years policy we contribute up to 10 years at 10 years no so sika bia wo bia no ya the size kan nyina ebe ma now so what me e de ayania wo de in fact menka na kitwa bia nsha 48 cedis no wan hwe a nya dia obetimi dia to ba bia untimi mfa nto ba bi da untimi mfa nto ba bi enti bo modern se wo de ho be hyemu no yatete ato wa ma na so be ba mfa so e de amount me kai say na nsem wo me yirikwa ye bi sha ilaki no mutini 20 cedis yani buy ho so na chesa de na macho 7 years na macho okokwaje ba ya na mse no fabra ye de koto eniema kitinkiti bi enaja eyi efiri ahochire bi mu enti misra wa bo modern se wo do ho be den ebehiem esika kitinkiti ne ebetew by the end of the 10 years no wo be kan bom na esika kese ya sa work 20% interest to na ye de aku so insurance se wo Ghana ha no mo amunim ukoye na bibia nto a unya no back da o twaka insurance ukoye health insurance wan ko hospital yem fa sika no mawo mo amoye premium ne ho ahwani ni nyina asem to mo wan ko hospital enya de mo kotua mo refund mo sika no mawo ye dey say cash back plan fa ho kokoshem na tidi animu di achese bibia kama fa ho kokoshem na yentimi omo na aso yesene ma ye de sa adwumadie de ebremu ye producer no ye nua be ma ahyedu nkatia de general we nya ndc ahyedu nkatia asem ne ye ka Angel FM ahyedu nkatia Ellen akwaba
chairman
na niam ti say
ready adom
bibia kama issues no ana mabobo so no emu dia he na aka ho
chairman meda wase na mefa akwanya isu na machia nipa bi no kakra emse machia ABC amansie West Trustee emse obo adwuma pa de bia nso o try so obe promote ama nkrofo eti program baby owo bia machia no na machia Sofia local nyina teachers ewo ho nyina ye chia mu nyina emse wakeka nsem bebre na kakra medical kan about the teachers fund no emse that issue ya dia ha adwen yi emse yaka ho asema start ya loans ko eche na nso emma recently ya bebre complaints bebre say ya started to omo wa bro mo nsan keska na memse mpanyufo aso atia omo ayese omo behwa aka but akakra mestre ne say as to say ebehu say nipa say na omo ya affected no and at least osanka district chairman na say local no compile those listening nyina back to the district office nanka mo so forward ko say be ya safo ni nyina as soon as possible no bia sabeka ne so ne de na idea so bia because sika so oja ya ade na fe both na ono so an insan kan sika esa the complaints be bring say me brain na ekoso nti e best teachers fan say the omaka no say next week ye hwe ani mu say nipa dodo bi omo ye affected bia no mo hwe na omo nyema wo mu na emfa asomdwe mra on the
na me pese okenkan we ne kakra general secretary is calling for national dialogue to address mass failure of teachers who sat for licensure exams just recently no ti me pese okenkan krata no mu nsem no kakra bi na man 14 nsem general secretary
say national general secretary
Thomas Musa
Tanku on the issue about teacher trainee failures on the licensure exams no say the Ghana National Association of Teachers (NAT) has called for the national dialogue of stakeholders to find solution to the mass failure of prospective teachers in Ghana. Teacher licensure exam, that is the GTLE. That is, it said was unacceptable because the country had invested so much in the training of teachers and yet they were not recruited despite many empty classrooms across the country. The General Secretary of NAT, Thomas Musa, who made the call, also described the failure of the teachers as financial loss to the state.
Good.
In view of the huge investment made in them, since without the license, there was no way they could teach in the country. Mr. Musa was reacting to a daily graphic report that's out on 7,728 prospective teachers who sat again for the GTL last month. Only 1,277 passed. I think this should be a wake-up call for all of us, and there's the need for a national dialogue. This is for the National Teaching Council, that is the NTC, to present this particular results for the stakeholders to interrogate, he said in the interview.
In fact, General Secretary Nano Disema or the Atudjan Odika. Yakwet or minor aboka.
Odika papa.
Because we have empty classrooms. Quachumampunwa. Achumampunwa here teachers pa. Achumampunwa ama ajubi asafwaje una district director or homichao. Omu here teachers pa wachumampunwa. Na say o teachers say wo ho na yebem kwotwere exams na yem form mra no mechra de na omunyi sa teacher deficit no every ho man na say yes ya fail o munyina na chese o man na boka because nkwara no gu ho omunya chekirefo ma yentimi nkire o made oko schools ni bi wo a teacher for be JHS teacher for miensa omu na kira de from form 1 to form 3 all subjects. It's going on. Go to the other schools districts. Nese nkwarai enkwotwere exams na ye mefa omo no omo mechira de man yes ya fail omo nyina. So we kan kwani mu ha no wo kan say the kind of questions omo settle ye no e was omo the questions no ba na marking schema na da so ni nyina wo se ye hunu Ghana ha no ye niema trasa obi anka ho hwe nti ne ye niema trasa exams a wo kwotwere no ya mfa eye course outline bia amrew course outline no ya mfa course outline bia ma na uko university uko SS uko J enti ye ma syllabus ana ya uko nursing training colleges ni ade a ye ma syllabus ansa ye ma syllabus enti ade bia ye kwa ye hu exams. The people need to know the areas a ye kwa set questions na free no matimi asua ade akọ. The people need to know. The course outline emma wo ana there be marking scheme no a se ubetwa 40 and ubetwa 30 no pass no nipa na no wo kwakotwere exams no onim se utwa 40 our pass ana you go training college na you say what 80% can do 40% can even do it better. Colleges of education you call satam you so why nya 40 dia na u fail subjects miensa ubesisa woniema na dia kofi nti ye cry time no 2005 ye year group no ye call PS1 nipa 26 ene ye yi omodi omu fail no omu kofi enti marking scheme no e wo se ye di marking scheme no so etudwa na manfo na ekotwe sa licensure exams ehunu se ye twa 40 ye twa 30 ye twa 39 enti what questions no no fail ya no hunu ya mfa ntudwa till we need to call for national dialogue. I was my general secretary and some of the two.
Chairman, I say I never acquire me cry and a my dream brain. Say your call college see. Or share your core subjects, math, science, and English, especially English, the kind of exercise you throw our colleges. Even so, who share recently samples of the Inibia or Bible. To me, I don't think that will be our training college, and as a university, area no better. Because what I also your school crash the kind of SSR you try.
Na monkey to a class 1 kg
and no better as on the Bible. Tinti a Fabino would do a check.
Masa dia be diatem.
In fact, said a general secretary can also moye. Baby also move also mo deba na ampanyu for stakeholders ni nyina atenam no mo hu baby crap problem na nka say free particular university where they should go there and then see say bia e den na ekosema echimanti ama this time around mo product e ba into me enye last na meeting o mo PR na or kan one of the TV stations say uhwema do na say do na ye reciters as o be so mo try na o mo ya ko say o mo ye this
na reciters bra wa university
ne ka say o be so ya man ko hete say o mo ye distance courses so then am say but in obi o ye distance course bia nko entimi ntwero sa brofo sa na o mo de begu ho no
hwe uko wini ba ni UCC the kind of questions are o mo de be ma pa the end of semester
especially UCC
your colleges of education omo questions pa eda ho na egu so sei
in fact
eno kura no matwera pass
I'm talking ba ku bia me kan o say obi a o ready so obeba bia obe challenge no court to cry they are ready to come out. In fact the way they are doing things no e fa bi na eboa but e kwan omofa so ye niam no emwa ye start see ye exam see ya why me nyini say why ke the questions abeto abontin say ni say no so beka say nipa see afeli eno no person problem bi na wa you see them on betima use script at no unu ma go in that but not to the extent of say o de beto abontin because in fact met work as or some benufo share wo no the apology break teachers
yes
or some better teachers
they need to apologize to us
say enye teachers na won mu ye training but no cry no so bepa ya chaw because me many fee me think say the lawyer for the aba mountain and I the nurse need the aba and I the way the aba the baby teachers all because your masters na esunti
lawyer for the no mo fail and the baby o mo dey buy but o man fast script ni bia am to mountain am we di social media and national television so am kire in fact very very bad unions you need to hold them na omumra bonti mepa ya chew because in some way ma kan fa ye ho ne niam a omode abetutu social media no abetina radio stations ni TV stations so aka no it's an insult to us as teachers.
She said the general secretary aka mo mechanics ara kaka omu fo mani ni akiri na omu from omu to order say be fine what you have done is good wo dey about bi obi eniam ye say eniam say ni eniam say because ba could be o kan say look at the money about invest on the training colleges your time gba ni eje allowance and they say mo say
and omu je allowance o
and omu nji o
omu je allowance
na teachers college of education
omu je
say akọ university na akọye
amuda so yes
enti hwe ska ban say wo ho nyina na say obefa sa process we nyina mu na beba na just a common essay wuntime ntwira na say wo ma ban aboka egu enti no na I think say also stakeholders in it na say no mu hu ba bi kra problem ni kwa na the institution a ebi a student ni free or try at the credit man na say so obi every institution that's what try the kind of this kind of essay na say wo so no one for right way in the past ni pa no also mo hwe sa ne mani nyina also da na obi ka say na distance courses na also na private ones na also obi atia enam scanty nipa no ne resource you enye kra no na waje no these are some of the issues that affect the education system ti ye besere wo mo even though say
license exams no kra no e was say yes subject based
that is how you should be
obi kwaye mathematics on say mathematics for no o mememo mu eseni ade sa na any sciences no o memmo ese ni ade sa no de na o mu ntanya ade o
ane no kre
sciences no o mu so o mu no madwen no
ko mo brofo
o ko mo brofo sem a o mu de no de sa scientific terms no ni ade no ba o memmo mo brofo sem ni ade de ss sem no na o ya ha o madwen on say ss sem no comma general arts for even general arts for no kra no won a o mu ye language no French, English, and Tree. No money I didn't know mutimi. It should be subject based. And now what you know say?
That is how it should be.
tika mathematics no oba bonten abetire.
Now that's your specialization.
Yes.
Hono no say your show.
Hono yes your show ahun odin.
Yes, ahun odin because wo ba no ba betire maths, and now ba betire English, and now ba betire subject we, and now ba betire career technology. Nti o say assess in that way say we na akosua because co training no kwa ne ade a ukosua wo. Nti assess o mu in that angle no na. Ba you say your time you say we teacher wo ba bibia utimi chire nti.
Anya ne ya. Ne dia no. No. Even at the SHS no cra first no na ebinim koye primary education ni basic education no mo kira de senior high schools. Ebi wo kra na enye sa course no ye but no kire si aban na yisa ne ma ne nyina afiri ho. O course area e na obetimi a kire wo SHS. So wan koye twi a wontumi ma ma kire twi wo SHS da. Wanye mathematics you cannot teach mathematics. Your nkrofo bi no mo kra mo ye science physics no ne ade o mo ye good. Anka they can teach previously no dey na nko mutimi che and then yam fa ma kire mathematics we teachers abra nko ye BEd mathematics.
In fact na and will be can now can promotion asem and your mother best promotion so ba make say teacher say so na sa failure sa no so o me sa ka kire
GS the omo no GS the Dr. Eric Kansa any your friend say Stephen Koku Usu and Mr. Michael Sunwa as GS council chairman. No, they will not do this thing to the teachers. Because they are all teachers. And to Muntimi may say, Mr. Dianum nyina e menye sure say say man no e betimi ababonti sa yeah.
Ti best rempenyu for monhwe na omunka ho asem mai.
Now free SHS should not be at the expense of basic education.
Some
I don't know how me so.
Mama home so na some pa who say ya kan ho asem aka ne du me bia o ka na ekodu be bia na waka wa no atu no odo ani ato nyame sese nyame na be ye bibi on say me fa licensure exam si
nyame na be ye basic school
sa na meka no chairman sa na meka no because ya kan ho asem aka du me bia sa ban na tension nyina wo SHS o ye no wa neglect ye na last na ye blame say because of omo in health no association that is from say Charles
cops in Charles
SHS for me very strong than yen cops in and mind to me enko but ye shema ade bia say be ye udue say udue si ho kra na o start frase na de ko say dua ne benyina na efri de be ase e bit say
foundation
nya enko yi if for exam si omo de buy o say omo na SS teacher ni na ekotwe say exam si obi a onya foundation papa or basic education no onko tre say abrofo no emfa meto ho eno na o say yempanyu for them say this time around no attention no e free ho no man neglect na nka academy ni nema bi o say nko mo de basic schools no eno na ma o say nka ho no munya foundation ni ye ko school back to akra no so obetuma kan brofo a started from KG ho meboa because KG ho no wanya foundation here ontimi ma class 1 class 1 so wanya foundation na ontimi kwa class 2 that process na enti said the work no that is how you should be I was say aban any ko basic schools so and yes SHS no fine or yeah dear all right near maybe or they call yeah something like also the tablet you can say on or the
tablet ni dey on enya de
papa say what they are baby
on farm my
but say it's in the pipeline
intention to
or the background also la for textbooks but basic school there yes no pass and near my because yes say you be school then you be here chalks you be here teaching learning materials capitation e be headmasters be bom ho bra up and down the running schools no be here e be to say nkunya tables and chairs near ma e be bo ama adekire adwuma na akoso ama teachers we ani agi no ma ye adwuma no sa ne ma na ye hwehwe
na tables and chairs for basic schools aban na deba and e kura bi ma bio me schools ni bi no mo ha o ko do ba be ko agi so so table
no because e bi maninti and na ma headmasters na ISI because o de akra ne ba no wan fa bi ama onya ba bi o betina ono so oni ska ba ko table and na PTA so nya strong no ka say okofa omuko ye nkunya aba ni nyina ya ban na sade se o de ba bi maninti na mse say awofo no so ye for so mo apebi mo ba na mo de ba bi
schools bi a me omo ko no kwa wan fa kunya nkwa
ne de sa na tie o kwa wan fa kwa sa na tie nti o se ye hwe
distribution of laptops no e sha no July ya na oti region
ye de ani de akire ye di achire pa ahwe so maka afa ne yesi July mu yen hwa up to the end of July na yen hwe
just obi do ka no hwe afi kra de
e beba enti July na ende na se ya ante hwe ya ende ho na e wo bibi ka na yaka me gidi se mpanyufo so nyina do maso atoto fom a omani da so mo because da na regional chairman e ka se omu abato omanim omu nyina do omani di achire hwe se date na omo de aba na omo beye edu ho na omo anya de anya ni odi omo pese omo ye bia no omo betumi ne na ye but I believe say we any pressure de am omo no omo de aba ne de by the end of July ne de ye be hu changes kakra
onyi ni se nkese unions no etwere krata to sa deadline timetable ya GS dia be no omo de copy koma National Labour Commission because omo na we declare strike bi anywhere declare no Ghana high legal
say omo nyentu ho in case
ama then omo take action no man who said they were informed strike bi anywhere you declare Ghana high to the Labour Commission no illegal da also omo mu hwe no omo ne agina mu ma ban no aban no threatening ne mama labor unions no etimi ye kama no omo nye o uko declare strike pe no makosha ban na chi no more use Labour Commission in the tier unions no and you only ni say nka o say the krata to unions on the krata to the common Labour Commission say by July ending no say ba kokura region ba kokura and receive omo dia na say we have to take them on
me gidi se mre mu no em say bibisa ani ho bibisa o hanka unions na ye
Bibisa any yes you can do it
you can do it
yes
and then they have to do it for us say bibisa o no so mbetuma yes
the time table aba this our grievances
and no na be me hu so omani abre say ye how I dey to omanim no they are doing it for us but I believe so omo do omani di achiri because ade we utie all the regions in the district ayi na obi ade o kan bia say a problem there but omo twan aban no omo so gu no say ye den at appropriate time no they also we no obey nti I believe so obey
I believe so obey promotion exams ho asem wa 28 February 1st March as I speak it's not out teachers are calling for the release of the promotion exams okay ho asem say
chairman today okay teacher for the ye how yenim your problem I don't know if say because of our number no so yenim the
number be wo ko wasa
me na na do mo ka che
me na na no makura ase me na na no makura ase wasa ye wo school
ye doso da bia ye doso nti ye ho adwuma no ya that is what we are telling us
ko wasa western region aguna manfi area ho me na na no makura ase me na na ase so na school ni si me na na twa ase no de ma omo ni si aban school so
so teacher ni bi
teacher ni wo ho kira de enti mu ntimi nkan che ase ye doso yes mo ye man na wo se mo ye man ye doso Ghana sika unim sika nipa ba akofo je sika nipa ba akofo je obi kwotena 4 years no kofi unim sika graduate do awoje article 71 for unim sika omoje
it misi factory chairman ha
nti ye doso sem ne de me de enya mo keka schools no bom ne nyina amra school no wo de sika
ye besre mpanyufo because ye be wo teacher adwuma nim na ye be koya nim a ejina sa promotion yuso minti mi mfiti prekopen ka say me free principal superintendent mako AD2 and mako AD1 ni nyina se metima ko those promotion metima be director general na yikura na ni nyina ejina sa promotion
director general na yemfa ma
oh na say me market time ko we try promotion e come ni ma
na say duru ho a yenkofa obi a wo sa rank no ne dia ma
eno dey aka ho asem eno dey bi nsi wa ha ne kan ho asem se empanyufo hwe se omo nye sa ade ni bio ya tro ho asensan ho agreement at all enti no de bi si bio
na be politicians e Ghana ha
e bi si bio enti ya best empanyufo se promotions no ya try 28 February and then March say that is the first March we had 2 days as a 3 days lecture as at now my also modeba na ye hu ye way forward mama ntwan ma September ni medu na afa na be release bo say ni afa ni ye next year mu na afa na san omo de ba betu skill sa na omo mu wie la 2021 sa na omo ye wo mu e che bo say be kwa na next year na afa na ni ye de betu skill na no so omo say be fan crofo foforo so do mako different
na sisi sem e wo mu ni say time a omo twere time a wo di wo ye ne de ya mo ametwere wo one market time we be kura buru 1 year ansa na ye friend amu abetwere na ye wie a na ye the national date any substantive date aye den aba national date ni ye time na wudi wu na substantive date ye time akwatwere exams ni ye release eno nwa ketua na ye de be ma na adwuma anya tisie na mo pese musisie aka mo de sa abrofo akese mienu we beto so
eno na on say o na o kasa about collective agreement na o say mpanyufo
o se che
ema o mani kosa na na ho pa because ade e ha me teacher ni me megina obi ani emeka sese de me ye no ho ana say akatua so de ma me no na me expect but de me so de ma me no fa ma me dia de o say me ka bia na say de o say me ye bia me ye na na du me bia na ye yase ye be ya ye mpanyufo so edi ani me de be ka kire mu so mu de be kono so a edu be so na o mu so I said
abani nsɛm ɔdene duru baabi abani nsɛm ɔdene na yo
nsɛm ɔde kwa de fa
ni way 2015 no nanka even pension tier 2 no na o se start 2015 ɛna abani no hwɛ ohun sɛ sika wo so release ma yɛn de kɔ yɛn ayinu ma yɛtimi invest no one fa ma yiti wo fa kwati kwan fa parliament so ɛsan ɛyɛ law for the call 2020
see yɛmpanyufo no na ɔsɔ mo mani da hɔ union leaders no ɔno ɔsɔ mo mani da hɔ because teachers me free me kura se ma me nim ba bia ba mo na yayi mu sɛ mo yɛ mpanyufo a mo da ya no a mo na mo fan sɛ mo ban mpanyufo na mo timi no mo kasa on our behalf into these are some of the things also mo hwɛ in that collective agreement na by August year na ba be we ɔsɛ mo sa ɛyɛ foforo no ɔsɛ sa na mani nyina mo hwɛ
ɔn sɛ ɔmo nim sa ne nti no union politics ni nyina ɔmo do ɔmo ho awurawura mu and they even sponsor some of the candidates. Said they be ya uba no yeah because we now kasa be punu. And you only sponsor on next one near uba obetimi akasa.
I think the last time I can about that say you say you mo aye choose so much our leaders no. Omo chu omo who free that politics in this animal because
politics in the intimi twa ho free but we need to be objective.
I am part of us.
Yes, asem no da ho a wasa wo kan.
And say me ya ban so a se mu yi leader bia na me hwe leader mu be yin because me mpese odi leader wo de ne be ba ba be ha be twa ma ba be ha ma adwe aba bia ni wo be
also otimi gina wo na so
otimi gina wo na so
yes
oti wo ye leader also otimi gina wo na so nti e be sere wo mo because omo mo mani nri no mo mo ye teacher ni said me kan ye me pehwe medwuma na me ye se me ko classroom akọcha bo so me so ade me diu no e wo se me nsaka eni kwa se me ha me ho ye bibi ansa na de wo se wo de ma me no mpanyufo de ama me nti promotion exams ne de ya trache almost 5 months ni yesere mpanyufo mu release ma ye na de o se ye do mu to scale bia no mu fo mo nto e mo ntwan ma pressure ne ma na fe me ye he because am o ma sha ase ke kan ho asem na promotion da be na beba no na otimi se ensem bi so e sorry wo baabi nti ye besere ye regional executives ni ye national executive no say yesere wo mo that is why they are there enu nti na yato abamo mo say mo medi anim na monye enema bi say na ye teachers na hia ye nti mo nhwe na monye maye
Amenchia Mankranso District Director of Education also omo ho nso kura mo hia teacher deficit no ebi both west and what west and south also nya twampo no anko a was say please I have no south west to we need teachers we need teachers na just anya honko a and teachers no ehia say ye ma omo kwan na omo de ye